So guys, I'm looking out for Annie Spirit, you know. So this is the road to the Rose Hall Great House, guys. Welcome back to my channel. So if you are new here, remember to like, share, and subscribe, and hit the post notification bell to see whenever I post a new video. Enjoy. So I'm here at the Rose Hall Great House, guys, in Montego Bay, St. James. So I'm going to take you along the tour with me. I hope Annie Palmer does not get up out of her grave and run me down. So I'm waiting on my tour guide.
Alright, so my name is Felicia. I'm your tour guide. Walking. This house is a mansion, sugarcane plantation. It was 6,600 acres.
Thank you,
With
Tisha.
over 2,000 enslaved that was working on it. The house began 1750, completed 1780. So it took 30 years for this house to finish. It had started by George Ash. He was a wealthy English planter. So he named it after his wife Rose, hence the name Rose Hall. George Ashe died 2 years later, but Rose remarried 3 other times. It was her last husband, the Honorable John Palmer, who had completed the house. When the both died, they had no children. This house willed to his grandnephew, John Rose Palmer. He later met and married Annie Mae Patterson, 1820. She became the second and the last mistress, so-called White Witch of Rose Hall. On property were several bear traps. In Jamaica we have no bears. They are for humans. Slaves run away, feet caught in it, legs chopped off. Sent down in jail cells 16 feet deep below. No food, water, medical attention. The slaves were left to die. Slave quarters were 3 miles away from here. Annie Mae Patterson, born in England, 1802, English mother, Irish father. The parents left England. They went to Haiti with Annie when she was 10 years old. 1 year later, the parents contracted yellow fever virus and died. The nanny, who is a black voodoo priestess, adopted Annie. She taught Annie everything she knew in witchcraft. When Annie reached age 18, the nanny, she passed away. Annie came to Jamaica searching for a wealthy husband, met and married John Rose Palmer. It was slaves that gave her the name White Witch because she was wicked. 11 years Annie lived in this house. 9 years later, Annie murdered all 3 husbands and countless slave lovers. Annie was killed in December 1831 by Taku, her freed slave lover. He was a voodoo priest. Trouble began. Annie was in love with her new bookkeeper, Robert Rutherford from England. Robert, he was not in love with Annie. He was in love with Millicent, his housekeeper, Taku's granddaughter. Annie found out. She became jealous, cast a scratching spell on Millicent, where the flesh peels away from the bones. So within 1 week, Millicent died. Taku then sought the revenge for his only granddaughter. He went into Annie's bedroom. He made love to Annie. He then strangled her to death. Ashmon, the general overseer, he too was also one of Annie's lovers. He too sought the revenge for Annie. It is called Love Triangle. He went after Taku in the hills, then shot him. Annie died at age 29. She was 4 feet, 11 inches tall. Now, 1905, Hendersons bought the house to live in. Their maid cleaned upstairs. She fell over Annie's balcony, broke her neck and died. The Hendersons believe the spirit of Annie pushed the maid over. The balcony was Annie's favorite spot. Sit or stand, watch slaves punished or beheaded out in the rear courtyard. A form of entertainment for her. No television or internet back then. And so the Hendersons believe the place was haunted. They are the ones who stripped the house of all the woodworks and furniture, moved to Kingston, where they built a house called Braemar. Before the Hendersons stripped this house, they had taken photographs of the interior. That is what the present owners could use. They are the Rawlings, to restore this house back to its original form. Now today, this house privately owned by the American couple Michelle and late John Rawlings from Wilmington, Delaware. The Rawlings bought the house in 1960, and it restored 1966 to 1971, spending $2.5 million US on restorations. The Rawlings did not say how much they purchased the house for. Though the house was much bigger, called Callender House, had two extensions on it. There was an east wing and a west wing. Both had covered walkways. It had carried 365 windows, 52 doors, and 12 bedrooms, signifying 365 days of the year and 2 weeks, 12 months. When the Rawlings bought the house, the two wings were badly damaged. They tore them down. The wings were made from wood and brick. The structures of this house, made from limestones, came from off-balance from Europe, was in exchange for sugar and rum. Here in Jamaica, we do incur 70% of limestones. Okay? Ready to move on?
Certainly. Okay. So we're going up the steps. Yes, oh, Annie Farmer is not here. Standing at this section, you can see the main entrance, also the sea.
Alright. Once again, welcome to the Rosewell Great House. Here, my name is Keisha. The ropes there not to go over, chairs not to sit on. This is the ballroom. Palmer socialized with wealthy friends, danced 17th and 18th century chamber music. No reggae, no Bob Marley back then, so I believe they were bored. Rooms are enhanced with candlelights. Lighting today converted in electricity. Original chandelier, 18th century piece, French gold array. The grandfather clock in the corner was donated to the house by the late famous country western singer Johnny Cash. He once had a great house 5 minutes drive from here in Cinnamon Hill. So Johnny Cash and the Rawlings were close friends. He was also a resident in Jamaica for 40 years. We do tours by the Cinnamon Hill Great House Mondays to Fridays. Oriental or Asian pieces, nothing to do with the house. The Rawlings likings and trainings, they brought them here. Their fabrics on the walls, they are not wallpaper but silk fabrics. They change 5 to 10 years or longer due to humidity here in Jamaica. The woodworks in the house, they're Jamaican mahogany. The furniture, generally 17th, 18th, early 19th century pieces. Any questions? All clear? So we'll go here. The library, the portrait, she's Rose, original. The first and good mistress, Rose, all named after her. She had 4 husbands, they died naturally. Unlike Annie, who murdered all 3 of hers. We have no portraits of Annie. The night she was killed, slaves burnt her personal belongings. They did not like Annie for her cruelty. So when you're through, we make our way to the main dining room.
Okay.
This is the main dining room. They dine when guests is in this house. Sheraton banquet table, chairs, ribbon, Chippendale. Someone took picture of chandelier. There was an image of a flying bat that appears in it. Let everyone get something. This side, the portrait original, it is King Louis XVI of France, and it comes from beauty sheet waterproof. This is a knife box, Sheraton knife box. Once closed, locked to the key. Dinner knives were placed in it. So when you're through, your gallery.
So I'm onto the gallery now.
Portrait original 18th century, near animal roof actuator. Metropolitan Museum in New York, searching to find the persons. They believe the girl in red, she could be Annie. Her favorite color would have been red. Now, if you walk the pathway, look at the girl in red, her eyes turn with you.
Her eyes turn what?
Turns along with you while you're walking the pathway.
Huh?
So give it a try and see if she comes with you.
No. Oh no.
Alright, later on you see her, tell her that you're just passing through. This is the house you're in.
Okay.
The condition of what the house looked like. How the Rawlings bought it 1960. The house did not burn, it stood abandoned over 130 years, decayed naturally. This house 273 years old. Alright? So there would be the main entrance. You could not make a proper entrance in all those back then. Now the kitchens were made on the outside. They were afraid of the greenhouses to be burned. The servants or servant maids had to whistle. Caught not whistling, believed they were stealing food. They beheaded them. Alright? Alright, so the morning or breakfast room, farmers dine when no guest is in the house. Now this wooden bucket, if you want, take it and fill the weight. Do not pass it over. Alright?
Woo.
Heavy.
This is heavy.
It's used by slave children ages 5 to 9 years old. Carried water in wooden buckets 1 mile from here. The water spilled from slave children 10 lashes across their back. That's the 18th century plumbing system or copper lavabo to wash hands and silverware before it after use. The pipe broken from underneath the top piece, water dripping the pan. The table, Applewhite chairs, early Queen Anne. Mahogany Welsh dresser, pewters on display, contain tin and lead. So eating and drinking from pewters could lead to brain poisoning. Believe that what could make Annie a little bit crazy. So now we're going upstairs where the lovings and killings took place.
So I'm going up the stairs now, guys.
Alright, so welcome to the family sitting hall. The maid who fell over the balcony 1905, Wilkernick and I, replica, was much more extensive. No roof was underneath. Now, the wings I was telling you about. To the left, the green pavement. It is the foundation of the east wing. Had 7 bedrooms, bachelor quarters and billiards. Notice the walkway there. Once had a covering connected to this house. If you look to the right, where the African tulip tree behind it is low, is now a parking lot. Would be the west wing. The area had kitchens, pantry and servant quarters. So we're going in the rooms where the killings took place. inside. There's
After you, madam.
I'm not inside, man. Come inside. The room here is called Krul, fabric and stitched in India. Annie strangled the third husband here. She had help from Taku. They say what goes around comes around. The beds there, 18th century mahogany. Now, toilets were far away from the house. Look to your right in the corner, commode and indoor toilet. All bedrooms, they all carried one. Once they are used, the servants made to come up and empty it. Did not arrive on time, they get them punished. So when you're through, we're going in the second room. Toile de Jais, French fabric. One of the coolest room once win this. Annie's second husband. She stabbed him here in his sleep countless times, making sure he was dead. Hot oil she pours in his ears.
Wow.
So I hope you can sleep well tonight.
Jesus.
So we're going in the red room.
Ooh. Help me. Somebody. Help me. Please. Help. Help.
Welcome to Annie Palmer's bedroom. The red fabric tell passion she had before blood, and it was strangled here by Taku. All portraits in this room original, still no one knows who they are. Sad face appears in the headboard when someone took a picture of it. To my left, original chase down, then encounter David. It was not customary for husbands and wives to sleep together. She blamed deaths of the husbands on yellow fever virus. Each time she murdered her husband's slaves would come and take the bodies to the seashore. They buried them. When they returned, and he ordered the overseers meeting the slaves got them beheaded. That's how she covered her tracks.
Oh my
We say
God.
to make a dead man
Tell no tales.
Come here.
Oh my goodness.
Annie Palmer is sitting or tea room. Original mirror Chippendale, her favorite. Gentleman from Canada took picture of the mirror woman appears. Second original, her sewing box, that one box standing in front of us. Where Annie found the time to sew, no one knows what she did. I assume she sewed through the dolls. Look behind you. The long string running along the wall is a replica of a bell pull. It was used to ring servants when needed their aid. It was extended out in the rear courtyard. Pictures on the wall to the left. Those were former English governors for Jamaica. When you're through, make your way. This is the gentleman's room, the first husband of Annie. She poisoned him, pouring arsenic in his coffee. She lived with the first husband 6 years, second husband 2 years, and third husband 6 months. Madame, please don't get no ideas. I believe she called the men bed warmers.
Jesus.
That's what in the house, huh?
This is crazy.
Step inside. This is your room. It's the safest room in the house, the guest room. No
Oh.
one got killed here as yet. So being that you're not with any gentleman, and he asked me to take you to the dungeon. If you walk through with the keys, no Wi-Fi, no jerk chicken.
Oh my God.
So when you're through and ready.
Okay.
You'll find it a little bit slippery going down with the corals. All the rail. You don't want to blame anything on Annie. And you're not coming back this way, so watch your head. And I know you don't want to be headless
I will.
going down.
So I'm going down over the wow. This is scary.
Alright, now during the restoration, the Rollins made an engine to backside around cellar. It was to store food and rum, converting now Annie's pub. If you want to purchase something cool there, you can. The house specialist also called Witch's Brew. It's made from plantation rum, brew with more rum and fruit juices. Without alcohol, other things are there to drink. The beams These are called bullet wood. They are much harder than mahogany, not all of it's original. This would be the dungeon and jail cells, now elevated and converted on either side. Modern day restroom. Family's restroom is on that side. That one is on the use. Come take your look here. This would be the ground plan of the house, where you're at the main house. Covered walkways, east wing, west wing. Toilets were far away. The rear courtyard, ink, not blood. It points to where Annie's buried, to the east garden. The tour ends there. Bear trap. Original human trap. No bears in Jamaica for runaway slaves. Restoration piteous. Took the Rawlings 5 years to restore. The gentleman in the full white, late John Rawlings, he passed April 2000. There are artifacts around that you can briefly read. Draw conclusions. History of the Rawlings in the showcase. Auntins, guests can send back. The restroom is on that side. If you want to purchase something cool on the other side of the day, I'll be waiting for you there.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
So guys, this story is crazy. Honestly, no sir.
Take care to purchase something cool. Are you okay?
I'm good.
Alright, there's a step on for right here. Please ensure you watch your step.
Yes.
So now we're going over Annie's tomb.
Annie's tomb.
This is your friend.
Not at all.
You're on her property. So she's
Oh,
not
so I have
your
to-
friend.
Oh, she's my friend.
You betcha.
She's my friend. And he's my friend. Yes.
But guess what? The tomb is not original.
Oh,
But
Jesus.
the same spot. She was buried December 1831. Simple heart's grave with a wooden cross on it. She was buried here by Ashman, the overseer. In 1971, during restorations, the Rawlings found bones. Did not know whose bones was it, sent the bones to examine. It was proven, then sent back, proven to be Annie's, 1972. The Rawlings built this tomb, placed Annie's bones in. 1978, psychics came, called the spirit of Annie up. She confessed murdering all 3 husbands. Now she left a message saying she's the last mistress that will live in the house. Sorry, no one had lived there since.
Wow.
What the psychics did, placed 3 crosses on the tomb. One here, one to the next end, and over on the other side. That side over there is faded because of the weather. They wanted was to trap her spirit with the 4th cross on this side. When they called the spirit of Annie up, she did not answer. The 4th cross could not place here, so it's left open, and it goes and comes as she pleases. She could be standing right next to
Lord of mercy.
I'm gonna sing you a ballad.
All right.
From a tune song. Late Johnny Cash wrote the song for the Great House.
Okay.
This song will end your tour.
Okay.
On the island of Jamaica, long, long time ago, on rows of plantation where the ocean breeze blow, lived a girl named Annie Palmer, the mistress of this place. Slaves are living fair to see the frowns on Annie's face. Where are your husbands, Annie? 1, 2, and 3 are the sipping beneath the palm trees near the Caribbean Sea. At nights I hear you riding, and I can hear your lover's call, and I can still feel your presence around the great house at Rosal.
Yay! Bravo, bravo, bravo.
Thank you.
Well
Thank you
done.
very much.
Well
My
done.
pleasure to be your tour guide, and thanking you for making it Rose Hall. Do hope you enjoy the rest of the stay. Wish you life, good health, and prosperity.
Thank you very much.
Right? So we'll be going down.